All right then. It is 7:30 according to the clock on the wall, and I'd like to call the Fridley School Board meeting to order. I invite you to stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance if you'd like. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And we have an agenda in front of us. Are there any changes? If not, then we could approve the agenda.
Motion to accept.
There's a motion. Second. There's a motion and a second to accept. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? We have an agenda. So, our first order of business is a fun one. It is a spotlight on recognition with Dr. Heil.
Thank you. Good evening, Chair Meisner and board members. We have several recognitions this evening, and first we'll start out with the 2022 Hall of Fame inductees. So on August 7th, the Fridley High School's 6th Annual Athletic Hall of Fame induction ceremony was held at Banquets in Minnesota, and the inductees this year are the following: Paul Anderson, athlete from class of 1981. Jeff Bullard, coach, 1994 to 2017. John Freetager, coach, 1972 to 2003. Mark Hine, athlete, class of 1993. Kathy Jacobson, athlete, class of 1990. Scott Cowell, athlete, class of 1985. Nancy Croak, athlete, class of 1972. As well as Steve Nelson, athlete, class of 1976. Todd Olson, athlete of class of 1976 as well. Lori Rentalia, contributor, 1974 to 2010, and Nancy Zinter, coach, 1985 to 2007. So we congratulate these coaches, athletes, and contributors that have worked so hard for Fridley athletics.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
So next, I'll keep rolling here, Chair Meisner. We have several things we want to share from our opening workshop, our first days of school for our wonderful 2022-23 school year. So we're so excited to have it underway, and the summer just flew by, but having our staff and students back in the building reminds us of why we all come to work each day. So first of all, at that meeting, we welcomed our new staff to Fridley Public Schools, and so we have new staff at Hayes Elementary, new staff at Stevenson Elementary, new staff at Fridley Middle School, new staff at Fridley High School, and new staff at Fridley AOC and Community Center. We do want to note if there's any staff that are hired after the beginning of the school year, even from last year, they will be shown on here as new staff. So not everyone started by June. Next, we have our wonderful staff who have given us 25 years of service to Fridley Public Schools. These staff have truly shown their commitment to the field of education and to the district. So in this category of staff who have served 25 years of service, we have 5 resulting in over 125 years of combined service to Fridley Public Schools. First, we have Karen Backstrand, preschool, PYP, and targeted services coordinator at FCC and the Fridley Schools Foundation president. We also like to give a shout out to Jeanette Grant, health assistant at Fridley High Schools, for her 25 years of service to our district. Our next person we have is Peggy Houselman, second and third grade teacher at Stevenson Elementary, has provided us with 25 years of service. The one and only Steve Holt, individuals and societies teacher at Fridley High School, has been with us for 25 years. Representing Fridley High School, Cindy Morrissey, paraeducator at the Fridley High School, has also given us 25 years of experience. Teachers of Excellence, just to let you know what this recognition is, and this is a large recognition here in Fridley, these licensed staff have been nominated and chosen by their colleagues at each building. They not only embody the characteristics of the IB learner profile, but also excellence in instruction, student interactions, positive attitudes, going above and beyond expectations, innovation, have the ability to inspire others. What's wonderful about this is they find out in the spring that they've been nominated Teachers of Excellence, but everyone else in the district doesn't find out until that Tuesday of workshop week, so it's always fun to see the surprise. So representing Hayes, Teacher of Excellence, Special Education Teacher Casey Leisure, was nominated by her colleagues. Representing Stephen Elementary, we have Krista Sanders, the one and only school counselor at Stevenson Elementary. Representing Fridley Middle School, we have Jessica Riley, grade 6 teacher at the middle school. At Fridley High School, we have Kelsey Knudsen, school social worker, nominated for Teacher of Excellence. And at the preschool AOC, EO teacher coordinator and instructional leader Ariel Chang was chosen for that award. In the end, we also have an Employee of the Year. This award goes to a non-licensed staff in the district and is nominated by colleagues and voted on by the district's leadership team. And this year, representing the finance department, we have accounting supervisor Kate Wesper, who did an extraordinary job with all the extra funding and everything that has come with that. Next, I want to talk a little bit about our Fridley alumni staff. One of the many ways that Fridley is so special is the number of Fridley graduates that come back to work in the district in many different capacities. We have had staff come back as teachers, paraeducators, clerical support, custodians, classroom assistants, food service, coaches, advisors, principals, and directors. It's amazing to see so many come back and support the new Fridley students as they move through our district. At our assembly, we sing the school song, we asked the alumni come up, and we had, I think, about 40 to 60 people coming up that have been alumni of Fridley. So we was checking to see if they knew the school song as well. So for our opening here at Fridley, people have been working in education, always have been special people who care about making positive impact on the world. We've seen in the last few years even more how people who work in the field of education continue to move forward and be courageous with the unknown. Our last 2 years have shown us that we need to continue to work together using consistency in what we do through having connections with others in order to create that coherence around the why behind the work that we do. Most of all, what the last 2 years have shown us is how we need to begin to take what we have learned, the good and the bad, and reimagine education in 2022 and beyond. If anybody can do it, Fridley can. So our goal for Fridley has been to make it the best place to learn for our students and the best place to work for our staff. This can only be done through the work of each and every person in the district, working together to ensure each and every student and staff get their needs met. This will be done through building those relationships, holding space for each other where there is a disagreement, and supporting each other when things get difficult. Fridley Public Schools is known for collaboration and support of each other. Next, we want to share a little bit of our first day. This is Fridley Middle School and High School first day. This year, the high school welcomed 9th graders and 12th graders for the first day of school. Freshmen met with their link crew leaders and walked through tours of the school, Pep Fest practice, and meeting teachers. Seniors were given sessions throughout the day on college and career readiness options, from filling out applications to internship, trade jobs, and college options, all put together with the help of our Get Ready coordinator, Matthew Kiefer. Middle school broke up the first couple of days with 6th and 8th graders in the building, and then 5th and 7th graders in the building the next day. The first day at Hayes and Stevenson Elementary, the elementary schools welcomed students back after 3 orientation days with one-on-one family meetings with teachers. It was great to see their faces light up, seeing friends, teachers, and staff on their first full day back. We're looking forward to a fabulous year, and I'll end it with Go Tigers.
Wonderful stuff. Thank you, Superintendent Heil. Moving on to our next item, I'd like to invite a couple of our staff up for superintendent and staff reports. I think we have an annual report video from Mr. Collins.
Good evening, Chair Meisner, board members, Dr. Heil. I'm happy to introduce our annual report video to you this year. This video captures the highlights of the last school year. It shows that, you'll see watching it, that despite the pandemic, our schools were very much filled with joy, excitement, and a lot of learning. This video was put together by our communications specialist, David Weber, who will be departing us after this meeting. I just want to thank him for his years of service to the district.
Welcome to the Fridley Public Schools 2021 through 22 Year in Review. This past school year marked a return through relationships as Fridley Public Schools students resumed in-person learning for the majority of the school year. Students, teachers, and staff welcome the opportunity to share spaces together once again and continue building the friendships that are important in these formative years. Throughout the school year, students and staff continue to exemplify why Fridley Public Schools is the best place to learn and the best place to work. Out of the 225 class of 2022 graduates, almost half graduated with honors distinctions. In addition, 12 seniors became candidates for the coveted International Baccalaureate Diploma. Fridley students take part in award-winning programs, activities, and unique opportunities that complement their classwork and reinforce Fridley as a world-class community of learners. Student success at Fridley Public Schools is aided by the generous support of our community. Whether raising money to purchase classroom supplies, donating musical instruments, or volunteering in the schools, our Fridley community continues its legacy of being a committed partner in the education of our students. We welcome our new administrators who are guiding the district to greater academic and student success. By returning through relationships, we continue to provide our students and families with what they need as they pursue their goals and dreams. We are Fridley proud and Fridley strong.
Very nice. Well done.
Such a joy to be able to introduce wonderful images and videos of all of those things across our district. Next, I'm going to talk about our strategic planning work and share with both you and viewers at home what are some upcoming opportunities for engaging with our district about this work. There we go. We are this year engaging in a comprehensive strategic plan process. You've already heard it twice tonight, but Fridley's goal is all around us. It is our goal to be the best place to learn and the best place to work. Over the last 3 years, we have had strategic priorities that have brought us further closer towards this goal. And coming out of the COVID-19 pandemic, this really is an opportune time to revisit those strategic goals as we look forward to what school will look like in a post-COVID-19 world. We are committed, of course, to engaging a very broad community of stakeholders. We want to make sure that students, staff, parents and guardians, and community members broadly are involved in this process. These are their schools. These are our schools in this community. Pardon my clicker work has some room for improvement. To give you a sense of the overall timeline of what we're doing, we began our work in August. working with, starting with you, interviews with school board members, with the administration, and holding focus groups. Starting next week, and a little further in the presentation, I'll have some specific dates to share, but we're going to begin the first round of stakeholder engagement, which will include in-person focus groups with students, staff, parents and families, and general community members. We will also have a virtual engagement tool that we will launch that is going to have idea co-creation, where people will be able to respond and react to others' ideas. We will be recruiting members in November for the core planning team, which will help us to put together the first draft of our strategic plan. And then in December, we will bring that report to you here for reaction. Then in January, that core planning team will analyze those reports, the community engagement, and we'll put together that draft for revision, which will then be offered to the community for their reaction to that first draft. We will have some additional virtual opportunities to react to that draft, and then the plan will come before you as a board to take action in March. Some dates that members of our community will want to be aware of. We are going to hold our first parent and family strategic focus group session that will be here at the Fridley Community Center on Monday, September 26th from 6:30 to 8 p.m. We will hold another session on Tuesday, October 11th from 4:30 to 6 p.m. There will be refreshments available at both of those meetings. We're going to hold a focus group meeting with community leaders in the Fridley area on Thursday, October 27th from 8 to 9 a.m. And that virtual engagement tool I mentioned will be launched on September 28th and will be open for 2 weeks. Our website is going to be the best way to keep track of how to engage in these and to learn about upcoming dates. We will also send out invitations to family members via email, via text, and through other channels using social media as well. Staff members, very important audience for us to engage with. Next week, we begin our focus groups with staff, beginning at Fridley High School on Thursday, September 29th. That's not just for high school staff, that's also going to be for any staff who can't make it to the others, that this might be the most convenient both location and time. So we see this as an opportune meeting on the 29th for Fridley Middle School staff as well as some of the FCC staff. On Monday, October 10th at 8 a.m., we'll be meeting with elementary teachers at Stevenson. On Tuesday, October 11th at Hayes Elementary. And on Tuesday, October 11th in the evening from 6 to 7 p.m. at the community center here. And again, staff are welcome to attend any of those sessions. Our student sessions are going to be exciting. We're going to be bringing together elementary students in grades 3 and 4 from both schools on Tuesday, September 27th. Now, you might think strategic planning is a very big and heady conversation, but we're going to have age-appropriate questions, and it's going to be a fun session with pizza, and it'll give them a chance to think about what they love about school and what they'd like to see in their future. For middle school students, we're going to have 2 opportunities. The first on Friday, September 30th will be a focus group session. And then on Tuesday, October 11th, we'll have an open session during lunch. The middle school has 4 lunch periods, so we will set up in the lunchroom, and any student who wants to participate will be able to come and join. We're going to replicate that at the high school for grades 9 through 12. On Thursday, September 29th, we'll have a focus group, and on Monday, October 10th, we'll have another one of those input sessions over lunch. It's important that we have students from across all sorts of demographic areas on that, so it's going to be a very inclusive process. That's my update for you. I look forward to bringing more to you as this process continues, and thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Collins. Any questions on any of this?
I have a question. Who's going to replace David for our voiceovers?
That is David's voice is powerful and will be hard to replace. But if you, Board Member Karnoff, would like to audition, we'll keep you in mind.
No, his voice will certainly be missed. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Definitely.
What all do we do with that video? That was an excellent video, a nice summary. How do we make that available to people? What can we do with that?
Yes, we'll be sharing that on social media. We'll be putting it on our website, so you'll be able to see it and share it yourselves to folks that you who might not ordinarily come across it, because it sends a great message that Fridley schools are excellent. We have great staff and wonderful students, and so we would appreciate anyone helping amplify its reach.
Great. Very good. Thank you. Our next item of business is the property tax levy for proposed in 2022, payable in 2023, and to certify the levy at the maximum level to the county auditor. And I believe we have Director Weber coming up.
Yes, Mr. Chair, board members. Before you, we have documentation to certify a preliminary levy at the maximum amount. This allows flexibility in the future if underlying components of the levy change, but overall the levy is falling by about $322,000 for pay 22-23, and so I'd ask the board to certify at the maximum.
Very good. Any questions or comments? Then we have a motion to approve that levy at the maximum level.
Second.
We need an initial motion first.
I'll make the motion.
There we go. We have a motion from Pareto, and
Second.
I believe we have a second from Adam. And hearing no further discussion on it, all those in favor of the motion to approve the proposed 2022 payable 2023 property tax levy as maximum and to certify the levy to the county auditor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? And that motion passes. Thank you, Mr. Weaver. Our next item is the consent agenda, which is the routine action items, including minutes of the work session held on August 16th, 2022, the special board meeting held on August 22nd, 2022, the monthly financial reports, the new contracts, amendments, leaves of absence, resignations, retirements, and terminations, assurances of compliance with state and federal law prohibiting discrimination, and the hourly sub-rate change. Is there a motion for the consent agenda?
Motion.
To approve.
Is
Second.
that Pareto? Okay, and sound like Carnap. So we have a motion and a second for the consent agenda. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The motion passes. And now we begin some policy work. And I believe we're going to have the first reading of policies, starting out with Superintendent Heil.
Yes, thank you. Good evening again, Chair Meisner and board members. This evening, review first reading of Policy 208, which describes development of policies. So these are MSBA proposed updates to the list of annual review of policies. So this evening during our work session, the board discussed keeping Policy 410 as annual, and the rest of the policies, as I state, will be on a cycle consistent with other district policies. That's Policy 414 and 415, 514, 506, 722, 524, and 616. Their second one is Policy 209, which is our Code of Ethics. There was some changes, including a few word changes from that person was changed to the word I, and there was more items given, more description throughout the policy. Also, Policy 210, which remarks on conflict of interest due to a state law. The increase went from $8,000 to $20,000 in potential school board members' compensation for employment. So that's when they're working in the district. They now can make up to $20,000, and that law became effective July 1st of 2022. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Heil. I'd like to proceed, I think, with a reading of 415 from Laura Seifert Hertling, please.
Good evening, Board Chair, Superintendent Heil, School Board. Tonight I have a first reading of Policy 415, which is the mandated reporting of maltreatment of vulnerable adults. This first reading really just takes what we had in our former policy and reorganizes it. And it just ensures that we all understand that we are mandated reporters of not just students, but also those 18 to 21-year-old students who are considered adults.
Very good. Thank you for that. And is that the only one on the list with you? It is, yes.
It is.
Yep. And bringing up the tail end, but certainly not the least, Mr. Isaacson, if you would like. Don't start harassing the board members. It's not a good idea.
We'll have none of that. Thank you, Board Chair Meisner, board members, Superintendent Dr. Heil. It's my privilege this evening to present updates to Policy 410, the Family and Medical Leave Policy, Policy 416, the Drug and Alcohol Testing, Policy 417, Chemical Use and Abuse, as well as Policy 418, which deals with a drug-free workplace and a drug-free school. My temptations notwithstanding, I will not attempt to regale the board with a long soliloquy, but rather in summary acknowledge that the policy updates reflect statutory law changes, revised and updated definitions under MSBA, and also include language retention and cycle updates to these policies as recently proposed and supported by the board.
Very good. Thank you, Mr. Isaacson. Any questions on any of these policies to any of the presenters? All right, then. Those are all first readings, so there are no votes required. And the last item on the agenda is just to review some upcoming important future school board dates. And I will try go quickly. We have the ALC open house on September 22nd at 3:15. That's at the ALC. We have the Parent Family Strategic Planning Focus Group, as Mr. Collins just mentioned, on September 26th at 6:30 here at the Community Center. There's a preschool family IB night on September 27th at 5 p.m. here at the Community Center. The Fridley Schools Foundation Get Your Paws Moving Walk fundraiser is the afternoon of September 28th, starting at 4:30 at the Fridley High School football stadium. Please come and join the fun and the fundraising. The Stevenson Family Engineering Night with The Works is September 29th at 5 p.m. at Stevenson Elementary. We have a school board work session October 4th at 5:30 right here. And we have the free movie night, family movie night, October 7th at 7 p.m. in the Fridley High School auditorium. Homecoming week is October 10 to 14. That will include a football game, I'm sure. There's a Fridley Kids Apple Run, grades K through 6 on October 11th, starting at 4 o'clock in Commons Park. And the last item on the schedule is Fridley Public Schools board meeting. The next one is October 18th with the work session at 5:30, public address forum at 7 p.m., and this business meeting starting at 7:30 p.m. right here in the community center. That is the agenda for today's board meeting.
Motion to adjourn.
We have a motion to adjourn
Second.
and a second by Adam. All those in favor of adjourning say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The meeting is adjourned.